Hello traders, good day to you all. This is Christopher Glen. Today it is the 7th of July 2014 and this is the day market review for the current market status, and I'll add a bit something about the entire week. We've seen several announcements from this morning regarding the euro, specifically weakness on behalf of the euro, and we've received several more announcements, not so important announcements. We can say that the trading session began at 1:30 p.m. GMT time at the Canadian dollar announcement regarding the building permits, and the Canadian announcement at 3 p.m. regarding the PMI report. 46.9 was lower, therefore that is a bad indication, and we had a good indication of the Canadian dollar. I can tell you that at the beginning the Canadian dollar gained some strength, after that lost some strength, but that's not the important issue. The important issue is that we've received an additional liquidity to the market, and we're expecting to see an additional liquidity during the New Zealand announcement today at 11 p.m. GMT time. Now, I'd like to talk about the entire expression of last week announcements on Thursday and the lack of movement on the Independence Day in the United States, the 4th of July. We received a burst of energy, a burst of liquidity at Thursday from the announcement that we had at the same time. If I'm not mistaken, that was 1:30 p.m. GMT time back on Thursday. We received an announcement regarding the unemployment rate in the United States, the unemployment claim, the non-farm payroll at the same time, and we received an indication from the European Central Bank and an announcement regarding the unemployment claims in Canada, if I'm not mistaken. Another announcement from Canada at the same time. At that point, we received strong liquidized dollar in the market, stronger dollar in the market, and I've been talking about the strength for the last several days. I'll talk about that when we'll talk about the chart. But for this week specifically, I'd like to mention Thursday, which is the liquidized day of this week. That is my expectation. We can't see a lot of announcements coming up, and Thursday will be the most liquidized day. That is my expectation. I'm not saying do not trade until Thursday, but I'm saying pay attention to Thursday as the most important day during this week in terms of liquidity. Until then, I'm expecting trades to move forward as the same in terms of movement toward direction, according to Thursday's expression, Thursday's and Friday's expression, last Friday. So let's go to the chart. Let's see what we've got coming up this week. First of all, let's go over the dollar index, as we're always doing at the beginning of the session. Dollar index is showing us, just one second, there we go. Again, I've placed this trend line several days ago saying that the market should climb higher from this point and beyond. We did receive liquidized uptrend movement. I said once we'll cross the trend line and close beyond the trend line, then we'll receive an additional confirmation from other traders to join this uptrend movement, because we're at the beginning, and I'm talking about the timing alone. Because we're at the beginning of the week, then I'm expecting this market to bounce a bit lower around the trend line and then move forward, just as every expectation when we're crossing trend lines. This is the logical explanation. Let's go to a 4-hour chart. Let's see the cross beyond the trend line in a more specific matter. So we've received the first, the second, the third, the fourth, and the fifth, and right now we're forming a fluctuation level around the trend line. Now I'm expecting the dollar index to drop down approximately toward 80.16 and then to proceed forward up. Again, a strong potential is at the unemployment claims of the United States at Thursday. That will be a logical time that we'll see an additional liquidity on the dollar specifically. But again, the dollar gained strength this Friday and Thursday, not only because of stronger dollar in the market, but also because of weakness pound, Swiss franc, and euro. The pound is not that weak, but again, all three expressed a bit of weakness, which added to the strength of the dollar. That was my explanation last week. I said that other currencies will lose strength, so that the dollar should gain strength out of their weakness. Let's go to other currencies. I've talked about the gold, for example, several times. I've mentioned this trend line that I've placed over here, and I said that we will receive a bit more uptrend, and then once we cross the trend line we will receive a downtrend movement. And indeed, once we've crossed the trend line, that was an expression of a stronger dollar in the market. We've received downtrend movement on the gold. Again, nice downtrend movement. Let's go to 1-hour chart. So on 1-hour chart we can see that indeed we've received a liquidized downtrend movement. Right now we have formed already a corrective pattern climbing higher. From this point and beyond, my expectation is to see a downtrend. Again, we've received liquidized downtrend movement expressing stronger dollar instantly, and then we've received a pullback. Now again, all the movement that we can see, the liquidity itself came out of the announcement regarding the Canadian dollar, which at the beginning gave some strength to the market and then weakness. That weakness was expressed in front of the dollar specifically, and we can see this strong liquidized dollar gaining strength in the market, and then a pullback to the equivalent point after the announcement. Right now, I do expect to see an additional weakness on behalf of the gold and the silver, expressing the strength of the dollar. But in front of the regular currencies that we're analyzing, and I mean the South African rand, the Turkish, and the Russian ruble, I can see a potential for a bit of weakness. I want to remind you that the Russian ruble, I've been talking about strong Russian ruble, weak Russian ruble in front of the US dollar from this point and beyond. And indeed, we received a nice uptrend movement. Right now, we're bouncing across along the trend line over here. Again, an additional liquidity will deliver cross beyond the trend line and an additional liquidized uptrend movement. At the moment, the expectation is to see fluctuation level because we've got no specific indication for a stronger dollar in the market. We will have to wait until we'll receive an announcement regarding the dollar that will support this motion. Again, the same potential bouncing backward and forward around the trend line across and a close will indicate an uptrend movement. And the South African rand is in the same position, sideways corrective pattern, expecting an uptrend movement again only when we'll cross the trend line above this structure. I'd like to wish you all the best with your trades. Have a pleasant day and bye bye.